Engage. Engage. Shields failing. Shields failing.
All systems operating. All systems operating. All systems operating.
Hey, welcome to another episode of Trek in the Valley, The Next Generation, the non-encyclopedic Star Trek The Next Generation rewatch podcast, where every week myself, Adam Ordal-Quinnell, and my co-host...
Hey, how's it going, everybody? It's Hirt here. What's up?
Mr. Al Hirt and I, we get together in the San Fernando Valley, and we talk about Star Trek The Next Generation, and we'll get to that. A lot of helicopters and planes today. How you doing, man?
I'm doing well. It's nice turning around. Again, beginning of summer. It's Pride, June.
Yeah.
It's a good month. It's fun.
June is a good month. It's not super oppressively hot yet, but it will be.
It's going to start in the valley.
Yeah, it's going to get there. It'll be cooler where you live, but not by much. Because you got a lot of concrete. There's a lot of asphalt. I'm doing okay, I guess, as well. I'm just getting over some back stuff again, but ready to dig back into the pod here.
Did you watch? There was State of Play. I guess there's that.
I didn't watch State of Play, but I did try to look up what the free June games were, and my PlayStation network wouldn't load, so I said fuck it.
That's the PlayStation experience.
Now you've reminded me to go check after we record.
It really is. It's just like you wait for it to load, and then it doesn't load, and you're like, well, I'm just gonna play some games with the CD I put in.
What are the June games? Do you know?
Oh, I don't know the June games at all, but I do know that from the State of Play, I guess I was waiting for the new Kingdom Hearts to get announced, but that's never going to happen. Still holding my breath. There's like a Summer Games Fest thing that they do too. It's just like E3's gone. They just have like a bunch of different little like stream things or like awards or just like, hey, this is what we're working on. Pretty sure Nintendo's going to do their Treehouse thing.
Game of the Year. Nintendo they had their big launch with the Switch 2 in January or whatever.
Mm.
Fucking shit came out today.
Yeah, I saw some celebrities already had it. So.
Can you it's so fucking crazy because if I wanted to at 10 this morning, I could have, if I had $500, I could have went to the NoHo Target and just bought a Switch 2 and Mario Kart World. Like they didn't I don't have $500. Yeah. I mean, we are not this podcast is not yet Switch 2 profitable, but I was like, man, because I remember how crazy it was to get a Wii. Like I got a Wii opening weekend 20 years ago or whenever.
That was a nightmare.
But so I was looking at the Target website off and on, and it's just like you could just go to the store and get one. What the fuck? I mean, does that mean it flopped, or does that mean they actually made enough for the first time ever? Only time will tell.
I feel like it was announced in the pre-sales and all that, and then it was like, what is it? There was an issue with tariffs, but then who knows now?
I really want to just rip that new Mario Kart real bad. That looks like it's going to be really good.
Oh, people are going to be on that tonight, like I'm sure.
Oh, that's right. It's online. It's like a big online.
I don't know. Maybe knowing Nintendo, they probably haven't set that shit up, but
yeah, we'll see.
Out.
I guess there's some kind of sound going on outside the studio. Yeah. So if you hear a weird sound, that's just the big city, baby. That's just the being outside the big city. Yeah, I'll get a Switch 2 at the first price break when they have like the next Zelda game and shit. But
the LED Switch.
Yeah, when they do the liquid crystal, the liquid diamond resin screen that you can vape. Yeah, so hey, that was a pretty good catching up. We talked about current games and stuff.
Yes.
Good for us. We did a good job.
There's like Neo, I guess, or Neo.
I don't know what you're trying to say.
Have you heard of that?
Okay.
It's like a Dark Souls kind of variant.
Well, there's
like a third one of that coming out. People are excited about that.
Plus, they got that Elden Ring Night Rain. That's like that
yeah.
crazy three-person multiplayer game, and like it's bonkers. I guess.
I think you're definitely gonna be. I think there's new Final Fantasy Tactics too.
So I thought
And I
I
was
liked
like,
Final
ooh.
Fantasy Tactics, but it turns out I just liked Ogre Battle. Ogre Battle eventually merges with the Tactics universe, and then they start
Yeah.
doing Tactics Ogre or whatever. But like, I just liked Ogre Battle, March of the Black Queen for the Super Nintendo. I don't give a fucking shit about any of the Tactics stuff. And I
was
found
like,
that
"Eh,
out
maybe."
when they did Tactics Reborn a couple years ago.
It's just the
It was one of those
gameplay,
games.
or-
No, it just didn't keep it. It's like, yes, it was just the gameplay. So in Ogre Battle, you were like the leader of an army, and you would pull up. There's like 13 maps, right? You pull up a map, and it's all can't see nothing on it, right? And then you just send your factions out, and they just kind of slowly move across the screen, and then they random encounter battle stuff that they find, right? And then you can like tame the beasts and have them on put them in your army, or you can, and you have a reputation that you need to keep with the people of the world.
Yeah.
So like you can, if you can become evil and have a bad reputation, or you can like do all the stuff you need to do to have a good reputation. But basically you have to liberate cities from these this horde of monsters on every map.
As an orc.
Yeah, but and it's just fucking great. It was great.
You
And
can just like, what is it called? You could have them all go on your side
yeah, you
and just be good.
Well, you kill them. Like you kill like the evil monsters and shit. But like when you random encounter like a green dragon, you can, if you have a dragon tamer in your party, you can tame that dragon, and then it's in your little menu. It stays in that
Jeez.
party, and then it goes in your, dude. And then when you're
Jeez.
building your factions, you just have all the shit you've collected, and like you fight skeletons, and you can do necromancy, and like it was very cool. And Tactics Ogre is very cool as well. It just wasn't the same. I just need to
just in gel.
It's just that Ogre Battle March of the Black Queen for Super Nintendo is like a $500 cartridge. It's like super rare. At the Nintendo store that I worked at as a youth, the owner was a big RPG head, and she had a copy of it. And once, like, after most of the people had played it, once it stopped renting out, or like once it had paid for itself or whatever, she took it off the shelf.
Wow.
And yeah, I wish I knew where that
Good
was
looks.
now. Yeah. But anyway, yeah. So, but I did see that Final Fantasy Tactics Valeris 4 remake or whatever.
It's so crazy. So many remakes.
Yeah, and that's cool. Like, I wish I had a PS5, man. I want to play fucking Resident Evil 4 HD and
that
shit.
looks dope.
But yeah, so that was placed. That was Nintendo
State of Play, right?
That was Video Game Corner with Adam and Al, and
Yes.
that brings us to our next segment.
Oh.
What does Al remember? Yeah.
Farpoint encounter?
Encounter at Farpoint parts 1 and 2. You don't have
Yeah.
to, just broad
I'm
strokes,
going to
man.
condense it as much as I possibly can.
Yeah, that's what you're good at in this segment.
So they're zipping around out there. No, I'm just kidding. It feels like this is their very first job.
They zip
right?
out there the first time.
Oh, that's right.
It
because we're
is.
introducing
Picard
all the
just got
characters.
the ship. Yeah.
Picard's literally picking up, he's like, some idiot named Jordy, and then this guy named Riker, and then this...
William T.
William T. Riker, and Beverly Crusher, and for some reason, her son.
Yeah, well, for some reason, it's like his dad's dad.
Yeah, right. And then he's like,
they're on
"Oh,
a
by
kid,
the
which
way."
they're on a ship with kids.
Yeah, everybody brought their kids to the hell ship.
Right? This is like
But this
the
isn't
new.
this is a new built one.
Right, this
It's
is the
just by
woke.
name.
This is the woke Enterprise,
Yeah.
where they have where they have nursery schools and
They have
shit. So,
DEI in it.
so
like
they're
the
on their first mission.
old
We're meeting the
captain.
crew. Then what happens?
Oh yes. So as we're meeting the crew, though, or on their way, they encounter like a space being, a deity, as you will, of like, I don't know. It's kind of more. It's in a combination of Adonis, for Who Mourns for Adonis, and then the Squire Gothos, where it's like they're very overpowered and they could just do whatever they want, and they're just fucking with the crew.
Who are you? What's their name? Who are you talking
Q.
about? Q. Yeah,
Q.
say it.
That's what I was
We
trying
meet
to say.
Q. Yeah.
We meet Q.
Yeah, and that was a good description of Q. It's
it
a
was
blending,
like a blending of them.
of all the ones that we
But
hated
it's
before.
awesome,
but it works.
because you see Q already judging. I guess they're literally going to the outer reaches of space, because that's their job, right?
Yeah, that's what
And
came down the pike.
This wall came up, and it looks like something out of like Windows 95 or something.
It's like if
then
Mist was HD.
It's awesome. Yeah,
It's like a ribbon.
and it's kind of unsettling too, in the Twilight Zone sci-fi kind of way, because it's not like a defense mechanism or a system or something. It's just like a being, and then it turns into like this globe, and then that ends up being Q, right?
Yeah, and Q is played by John Delancey.
John Delancey, yes,
who's great and will be in the series forever. And he's also been on all kinds of other great stuff.
He's a pretty good heel to Picard's like hero of like him being smart and just, I don't know. They're both very pitted against each other very well. So anyways, he's basically like, hey, stop. Don't go any further. We know the human race is full of douchebags. And, they're all fighting each other. And he wears costumes from like different wars or different eras.
Different eras of humans being shitheads.
Yes. Yeah. And then by the third era, it's like the nuclear war, the post-nuclear war, or whatever. And I guess after that, we found Lightspeed, right? Or Warp, whatever.
Yeah, after that, we had First Contact, and then we had Warp, and the Vulcans were like, hey, stop being dicks. That's illogical. It's illogical to be dicks.
So, anyways, he puts them in like some kind of hypothetical, they leave, right? Or they try to escape, but then the ball catches up to them. And then
You're
from
spiraling.
the get-go, though, we have the... what's it called? As soon as they try to leave that orb, they do the saucer split.
Yeah. Oh, saucer sep.
Yeah, the saucer separation.
Saucer sep on the first day.
Yes.
It's like if you ding up your. That's like if you ding up your car right after you drive it off the lot, because you can't, because when you reconnect after that, it doesn't connect exactly as tight as it was initially. You're gonna have to wait till you get to space dock for them to cinch that up. So yeah, they do saucer sep. Saucer does one thing. The star drive section.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, so it's weird because Worf is supposedly gonna go and pick up Riker, right? With the saucer, or just get the hell away?
No, Worf is just gonna take the saucer with all the kids and stuff in it away. And they're going to rendezvous at Farpoint Station.
You would think that they'd get the Farpoint faster, but for some reason, Picard gets there before.
They get there at about because they were the Q.
They were trying to distract the Q.
They were in weird Q space though. Right. Remember, they were on the fake trial.
Maybe they could have just Q could have just like dropped them off there.
And just dropped them off.
Yeah, he'd be like, "Hey, you're going to Farpoint anyways."
So some of those motherfuckers are on trial.
Oh yeah, so Q makes the bottom of the ship, which is like the battle bridge, kind of akin to like Power Rangers.
The battle bridge.
And they all like, let's go to our battle stations. And they go down, do the saucer split, whatever. Anyways, Q catches up. He puts them in this like weird, like trippy hypothetical court, but it's like somehow real, as Deanna Troi, our what is her name? Counselor. Yeah,
Counselor Deanna Troi.
Yes. One of the craziest, greatest characters as it comes out. But anyways, she was like, yeah, no, this is real. And it was very inexplicable. And so then Q is basically like putting the human race to trial and on the test. And Picard's like, well, you're just scared of testing us because we'll succeed. And the Q's like, wait, you're going to Farpoint, right? And he's like, yeah. And he's like, well, some fucked up shit's happening there anyways.
Yeah.
We'll see how you guys play it out. I'm gonna leave. And then he bounces, and then they all uncomfortably go to Farpoint. And Picard's like,
we gotta knock that shit out, dude. No more Kirk Picard. We're done talking about Kirk.
We gotta move on. No, and so Picard finally gets there, and he's like, all right, we gotta catch Riker up. And then I think, is it they get there first, and then they catch Riker up.
Yeah, so Riker, remember, we meet Riker on on
right,
Farpoint Station, and him and Beverly Crusher have a couple interactions, and then Riker notices, and Crusher notice that there might be something a little bit more than it seems here at Farpoint Station. And then the space dock, or then Riker beams up, gets up to speed.
Oh my God.
And then Picard makes him, does Picard make him do the saucer reconnect first or after?
After the catch up, he watches the video, and then he comes in and he's like, "Hey, you're a qualified pilot, right? Like, you're pretty good at this." And he's like, "Yeah, I mean, I'm your first officer.
I'm a qualified pilot, motherfucker."
And he's like, "All right, put the saucer back together manually." And he's like, "Now?"
Yeah.
And he goes, "Yeah,
God,
of course,
so
right
dumb.
now. What the hell?"
They make such
Picard's so bizarre.
They make such a big deal out of it being manually or whatever, and it's like, motherfucker,
Data's
he's just like, just do this by 3 degrees. That's not manually. That's your eyeballing it, and somebody else is doing the thing, man.
And no one was like, "Are you sure? Shouldn't it be 2?" Like, there's a lot of little kids in there.
Right.
So anyways, they clip it back together. Everybody's happy. I felt like I was telling Adam in the last episode, I was like, that feels like the tension, the tension of the first half. And then we get a nice little cameo all of a sudden out of nowhere from Bones. He shows up as an old stubborn asshole, unwilling to beam from one place to another.
Bones is
he was checking out the Enterprise's health bridge, or the doctors.
Yeah, he was just checking out. He was just looking at the medical bay, and then he's going to go back over to the other ship, and he refuses to beam because he's 137 years old, and he has a funny interaction with Data.
Yes.
Where they talk about how Data's like a goddamn Vulcan, and you can see it. He's 137 years old, and he's like, "Ooh, I wish I was back on that plantation." You could tell, you could see it in his fucking eyes.
And I mean, with part 1, we get a lot of interactions about Farpoint and all that, and you find out why the station kind of is the way that it is a little bit, just a little hint, because what's that guy's name? Groppler.
Grappler Glorby. I can't remember. Groppler Stevens.
Gropper with some long hair. He just seems like
he's the guy who built the station.
Yeah, he supposedly built the station, quote unquote. We'll see more about that. But anyways, part 2 happens. It's more about the conflict at Farpoint Station. They eventually find out that there is what is it? They try to get into Farpoint Station, but what was the conflict? I remember that they find out that it was like another ship, but they didn't think that they were related.
Well, no, the other ship shows up. The alien saucer shows up.
But he shows up eventually, though. And that's after they accuse the guy.
Is it?
And then the other ship starts attacking.
Yeah, so another ship shows up and threatens the Enterprise, and then it just starts shooting the Bandy City.
But that's because, that's right, because Picard has Riker and a bunch of people sneak on to the Farpoint Station to figure out what the hell's going on. Because there's already been a lot of reports from Crusher and Riker. Because Crusher doesn't want to report that the planet's acting funny until something happens to her, and then Wesley's like, "Mom, wasn't that weird?"
Well, no, but remember, Picard actually has a conversation with the Groppler. And it's good.
Right.
Like, he's like, Starfleet wants you to build more stations and shit. And he's like, "No, I can't build more stations."
Oh, yeah.
And why can't he build more stations, Al?
It's not a station.
What?
It's a ship. Wait, no, it's not a ship. As we find out, it's like a being.
It's an alien.
Yeah.
Very Doctor Who-ass alien, too.
But the other alien ship, quote unquote, comes onto the Enterprise, and they're trying to freak out, they don't attack it.
The Enterprise, some Enterprise, it scans them, and then some of the people from the Enterprise beam over, and they realize that it's got like the same structure as the tunnels under the Farpoint Station.
Yeah, exactly.
And so then how do they?
Oh, that's right. Something happens to the alien ship, and the crew gets beamed over. Right?
Yeah, because the Groppler gets kidnapped by the alien ship.
Gosh, yeah, and the Groppler ends up getting tortured and stuff, as the crew sees. But then, and I think the alien ship ends up beaming everybody back because I think the Enterprise somehow helped the ship get up.
Yeah,
give
so
it energy.
the Enterprise
it was
gives
like
the Farpoint Station alien energy,
From
and
an
then
energy
it
beam.
and then it comes out, and then they're
it
and
felt
then
like the end of the whales, you know.
It did.
Star Trek 3
And then
or 4.
Star Trek 4,
Yeah.
the Voyage
nuclear
Home.
vessels.
Yeah, and then these, so the two aliens, they look kind of like they look like a flying saucer, but it's a biological body, and then it has these fuzzy Muppet tendrils hanging out, and then they hold tendrils, and then they're like, "You Groppler, you're a piece of shit," and then Picard's like, "I've told them how to construct the new fucking station, and now we're out of here."
Yeah, right.
And then what does Q say?
Q was like, "Good job, you didn't murder everybody."
Yeah, Q's really testing them too. Q is trying to get them to open fire on the other ship.
Q transports
Q's like,
them.
just fucking shoot it, just shoot it. No, Q, and then
Q transports the crew though back from the other ship.
No, I think the other ship does that. Q doesn't do that. That was like the gag.
Picard was pissed.
Yeah, but then Geordi says Q didn't do it. We think the ship did.
Because I don't remember.
It looks like the same beaming that that happened to the Groppler Zorn when he got pulled up.
Because Data and Riker stayed on the planet as it was, or at the station.
Yeah, they were watching it get
collapsing.
destroyed.
Yeah.
They watched through an arch. That's such a great shot of them through the arch watching the Bandy City get destroyed by that fucking spaceship that's actually an alien dressed as a spaceship.
Yeah, it was like a lot for the first episode.
Very Nope coded.
Yeah.
It's like the movie Nope. You know that Jordan Peterson or Jordan Peele. Jordan Peterson. Oh my God.
Oh no.
You know that Jordan Peele fucking watched this episode of Star Trek and is aware of it.
It's just the whole grand scale of it all, like the megalophobia of like, oh, there's this like, I don't know what this is, and it could crush me, and it's moving.
There ends up being a lot of that. We get a crystalline entity in the next few episodes, I think, at some point. It's a big bunch of sentient crystals. But yeah, so that was a good what does Al remember?
Yeah.
For Encounter at Farpoint. And Q basically just says, you're good for now.
I'll be back.
Yeah, he doesn't I'll be back. And you could tell that Q begrudgingly is like, you did a good job, Picard. And
there's a mutual respect. I think that's like what makes such a great villain, right?
And you had to gloss over it, but they really did a lot of introducing the crew to each other.
Sure.
Picard is like, hey, Riker, make sure I'm not weird around kids because I'm always weird around kids. And
Geordi's like, I'm constantly in pain.
Oh, Geordi's constantly in pain. Okay, that's it. Good job.
Yeah.
Holy shit, dude. We're 22 minutes in already. Who the fuck? If you're listening to this, thank you for coming back.
Yes,
I can't imagine if this is your first episode. I wonder if those 22 minutes would keep you coming back for more. But yeah, so now we're going to get into the meat here where we're just going to watch and kind of chat along with and skip around in... this week's episode.
Oh yes,
I have the notes on this week's Trek in the Valley: The Next Generation. We have The Naked Now, and this is episode 122 of our podcast. Al.
Wow.
Yeah, and this episode of Star Trek: The Next Generation was written by DC Fontana and John D.F. Black.
Hey.
I'm gonna start saying who wrote and directed it, so we can kind of start to get an idea of this is the kind of episodes they do.
That's cool.
So this is a Fontana and Black, and then it was directed by Paul Lynch. The air date was October 3rd, 1987. Were you born on October 3rd, 1987? That was so far before you were born, isn't it? Yeah, see, that's just fucking crazy to me. I was 5. And the Paramount Plus synopsis for The Naked Now, first off, reminiscent, of course, of The Naked Time from the first season.
They fucking delve right into.
Yeah, they get right into it. Riker's like, I remember reading about some kooky fuck.
Look up some records about someone
taking a shower and screaming about how fucking hot they are and how sweaty they are.
That's very bizarre.
So the Paramount Plus synopsis for this is, and we watched the HD remasters on Paramount Plus. It's romance, danger, and chaos result when a mysterious contaminant renders the crew of the Enterprise intoxicated.
Ooh.
Yeah. So so it opens like so many things with the Enterprise zooming around out there. They're always checking in on a ship that's observing a collapsing star. Like if I could go into a hat and pull out a what's the Enterprise going to be doing, they're going to watch. They got somebody's watching a star. There's a research. The researchers are always in trouble because they're the ones on the edge of the frontier, right?
Yeah, that's true.
And so they contact the ship when they get there, and there's like a party going on, and the ship is clearly very horned up. It's the it's the SF Tchaikovsky, and they're all like, "Hey, I hope you got a bunch of dudes over there to come and fuck us. I hope y'all are ready to. I hope y'all are ready to suck and fuck." And then the person says, "In fact, we're gonna have a real blowout here." And then they hear a fucking explosion.
And then just silence.
Right? And then this is where Data goes, "It's impossible, but somebody opened the hatch and depressurized the ship and killed everybody." And that's not impossible, Data. It just happened.
Yeah, right.
I could do that, Data. I could depressurize the ship. Can you milk me?
Yeah.
Hey, I can depressurize the ship, Greg. Can you milk me? And so basically Data says they spaced everybody on the fucking ship. I believe that last sound was an emergency hatch being blown. They're just partying, that one person who said that. And Picard says, "Are you certain?" "Of course you are. You're a fucking robot."
Yeah. It's just these awkward interactions just compound on each other, especially in the first season, you know. We're just going to start seeing these seeds grow.
And now there's no life signs aboard.
Dun, dun, dun.
I love all of the view screenshots so far. The view screenshots look so cool with the fucking planet and then the Tchaikovsky hanging out there.
Well, they took some notes, you know. Now it's not just like a little screen; it's the entire fucking wall.
Right?
Like that's what's nice.
Mm-hmm. And then they Tasha, Geordi, Data, and Riker beam aboard the ship, and Data says, "It looks like indications of what you humans would call a wild party." And then everybody's dead. And then there's just everybody's frozen and dead over here because somebody opened up the vacuum of space.
I was gonna say, dude, at 5 years old, this would be pretty morbid and freaky to see with your parents.
Yeah, I definitely did, though. I watched this for sure.
Out of an airlock.
And then it shows them all getting blown out of the airlock, doesn't it?
Yeah. No. And Riker's like, "Oh my God, they were all sucked out of the ship." And Data's like, "Well, correction, sir. Blown out in space."
Right? Yeah.
And Riker's like, "They died."
And
What the fuck is wrong with you?
It's a common mistake. They weren't sucked out into space, though. They were blown out, you fucking idiot human loser.
Dude.
And then they were frozen, and it looks like someone's been playing with the environmental controls. So it's not just the getting spaced.
Dude, these shots are crazy.
Oh, all the naked frozen people.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that guy kind of looks like Jonathan Majors a little bit.
Maybe they,
R.I.P. his career. And yeah, so they're looking around at all these very frozen dead people. Mm-hmm. And so now we know that they're. Oh, and Geordi opens a closet and a dead frozen lady falls out. And now we know that the reason they're frozen is because this disease makes them all fucking hot. So they got to turn that's why they got to take showers with their clothes on and shit, dog.
And Geordi touched her.
Right? Oh, that's right. So now they're all dead. Everybody over there is dead, and Geordi touched somebody that was infected. That's how he got infected.
Yes.
After and then we get the Space, the Final Frontier. What a fantastic opening. I'm going to skip it because we're almost a half hour in already. And so they beam back over to the ship, and they do all the tradition. They say they do all the normal decontamination stuff, but then Geordi is all sweaty immediately. Mm-hmm. Oh, even if they did do all the contamination stuff, eventually, spoiler alert, fucking Data gets this disease.
Yeah, dude, that was ridiculous.
And is all drunk. Oh, yeah, I think we'll talk about how Data fucks.
It's so absurd.
Yeah, we'll probably talk about Data fucking.
Yeah, especially that.
Right? And so... basically, they don't know what's going on with Geordi. He's just really sweaty and kind of manic.
Yeah, and they say all of his other symptoms are fine. He doesn't have any heart issues. He's not stressed. He doesn't have anything else going on.
And
he's fine.
And this is where Riker goes up to Data and he's like, "Look, you got to go back through all the records and find. I have a vague memory of reading somewhere about someone taking a shower in his or her clothing.
Did that happen in the original series?
Yeah. I think so. Yeah, in the when the Enterprise.
And then what's his name? Gosh, someone takes their shirt off and starts playing with swords.
Sulu.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sulu. That's right.
Yep. And and also
and he threatens the bridge.
Yeah, but so Data's got some interpersonal human stuff to figure out. And then Data's like, it's going to take me a few hours to find something in these records. And then did Geordi touch her?
No, she doesn't get touched yet.
Oh, all right.
It's not for a while.
Oh, that's right. She gets touched by Riker.
Yeah.
So Dr. Crusher is trying to figure out what the fuck's going on with Geordi. He gets up and he's tripping. He's like looking at his hands and shit. He's all like, whoa, dude, this contaminant's got me all fucking, whoa, bro. I'm like remembering all the things I love about my hands, bro.
Yeah, and Crusher does a security team alert, Yar.
Oh, my God.
And all Yar and the gang are after them. And then we hard cut to the worst possible person that could start getting this disease is Wesley.
Yeah, Wesley fucking Crusher is showing sweaty Geordi his fucking solo hologram, solo tractor beam. It's like a handheld tractor beam, and he's floating an 80s style lounge chair around his and his mom's quarters. And
this scene's great because it just like builds up perfectly, in a 60s kind of way. I feel of like, hey, this is, this cool, excuse me, let me set the context. Wesley showing Geordi like his new toys basically, or his new gadgets. And he's like, look, it's a repulsor beam. Like I can hold these things up and I can move this over here and this and that. And then he goes, also, for some weird fucking reason, I like to cosplay as the pilot, and to even cosplay further, I have a recording of the captain, and I've just spliced all this shit together, and now I can have the captain say whatever to me.
He's got a Picard voice mod.
Yeah, and it's so weird.
And it's fucked up because, like, nowadays...
Geordi's not like, oh, that's a little strange. He's like, no, that sounds great.
Also, Geordi's fucked up right now.
Of course.
But the funny thing about this to me is nowadays we would just say, oh, it's an AI, and you just have to say whatever you want.
Yeah.
But this, like, suggests that Wesley actually, like, recorded... He went into the ship's recordings and, like, pulled all of Picard's words
and day after day,
and because he wants to be like, and then he plays it for Geordi, and Geordi's like, hey man, that's pretty cool, dude. And then he touches his fucking face.
Yeah.
There it is. And isn't there a little sound effect too? There's
it's like da-da-da. Yeah, exactly. I think it's again more of that 60s-ish television style or 70s-ish style where it's like da-da-da. I'm just so used to all the musical cues because of the animated series too.
Oh, dude.
They had like 6 songs that they kept fucking using.
Yeah, right.
For each scenario.
And so after Geordi touches Will Riker, or touches what's the kid's name? Wesley. Too many W names. Yeah. Touches Wesley on his face. He touches Wesley's face. He's like, "You're such a good dude, Wesley."
This
touches
so cool.
fucking face.
Look at these cool gadgets.
And then Geordi kind of wanders off, and Yar finds him in one of the observation decks or conference rooms, and Geordi's having this like psychedelic freak out where he's like, "I'll never see the way that you see, Tasha." And then of course he touches her, and now she's infected, and she just immediately she doesn't start getting sweaty right away, but then we've got Picard and Deanna Troi and Dr. Beverly Crusher, the fiery-haired Beverly Crusher, and then Geordi's sitting cross-legged on a medical bed, and they try to get the counselor Troi to kind of read what's going on, and she's like, he's just confused. And so she says it all is a sense of confusion from him. There's no other drugs or contaminants.
You see Geordi just like flailing his arms, just sweating and stuff. And then we cut back.
Oh my God, Data. And they're looking at, there's so much looking at screens in this fucking show.
Well, yeah. Well, didn't we realize a lot of it is like, oh, they went to the computer again. Like they just typed some shit in the computer and they just told them what to do.
Well, so then they narrow it.
It's kind of half and half.
So then they narrow it down. And they find the logs from Kirk's Enterprise, right? And so basically what it is it's a It's somewhere, something happens around a collapsing star. There's a huge shift in gravity, which allowed in complex strings of water molecules, which acquired carbon from the body and acted on the brain like alcohol.
Dun dun dun. But
Y'all are
worse.
getting fucking drunk. But worse because you can't stop drinking it. It just keeps going, and
It's
then
like in
you
the
seem to get
atmosphere,
crazier and
huh?
crazier. Well, yeah, no, it's a gravitational thing.
Yeah.
It's a gravitational thing that does something to their molecules and makes them fucking drunk.
Huh, interesting.
And
So yeah, they send the schematics over of the cure initially to Crusher.
yeah, the cure
from
that the
computer-
Enterprise
from the
used
computer.
that Bones put together back in the day.
Yes, just to have Crusher at least try that.
And then Deanna Troi walks into her quarters to find Tasha Yar trying on all of her fucking flowy dresses and stuff. She's like, I want to dress more like you. And then, of course, Tasha touches her.
Yeah.
There you go. And she said, I think Tasha's been infected. And did Tasha get touched?
Yeah.
No, did
Deanna Troi did get touched?
she did?
She
She
did.
got the hand touch there. But and she goes, whatever it is, she's got it. And then Picard says, "Oh, this contaminant has everyone on the Enterprise acting like they've had a snootful." He's such a
Yeah,
old
and it's like
goofball.
snootful. Is that like a thing for cocaine or something? That's what I was thinking.
it's for drinking. They call it a snort when you take a drink or you have a snootful. It's about alcohol. And
That's
then
true.
and then Picard is about to explain it to Data, and he says, "Forget it."
Yeah, he's like, whatever.
Oh my God, Wesley. And then Wesley's doing a, "Hey mom, look what I can do."
He's got this deranged look in his eyes.
talking about how
stays-
hot it
Yeah.
is.
This deranged look in his eyes that stays for the
my
rest of the
God.
episode.
And then Tasha Yar is just like sauntering through the fucking hallways, making out with everybody that she sees.
Yeah, and then that's how it starts spreading. And then you hear Data. What is it? Doesn't Data kind of go off in this weird?
No,
ramble
Data's
thing?
cool for now.
Oh, that's
So
right.
this is what
He's
happens.
infected later.
Picard is starting to get a little bit antsy, right? And he's like, "Was there any danger from the star if it collapses?" And Data's like, "Nah, any matter that ejects will be able to escape at impulse, right?" And then we cut to engineering, where the head engineer, whose name I can't
yes.
remember, I feel like an asshole. She is...
Sarah McDougal.
Is that Brooke Bundy? So basically, two of the guys, the head of engineering and one of her officers are in the engineering area, and then one of them gets called away by the captain. Oh,
Yeah.
interesting. And then another one gets called away by the captain.
And Wesley comes out of nowhere and he's like, "Hey, you got called to the bridge as
I
well."
can help you. I can watch your station for you. And the guy's like, "All right." And then he shakes his hand. So now that guy's infected. Mm-hmm. And then the chief engineer shows up on the bridge. Brooke Bundy, who plays chief engineer Sarah McDougal. I'm just going with it. She shows up and she's like, "You called for me?" And he's like, "I didn't call for you. We need you down there in case we have to get away from this exploding star. Also, I'm getting kind of sweaty. I'm Captain Picard."
Yeah, right. And then as soon as as soon as they're like, "Wait, you didn't call me? What? All of a sudden you hear over the intercom, as of now, this is Captain Picard, ladies and gentlemen, and as of now, I'm handing all of Captain, oversight and
Captainship.
control to Wesley Crusher."
Yep.
And Wesley's like, "Thanks, Mr. Picard."
Right? And so now Wesley has himself locked up with a force field in engineering, and everybody outside engineering is bombed and just laughing. And
Yeah, they're like,
Wesley's
"What are
saying,
you
"We're
doing,
gonna have dessert after every meal, man." And
They're
then
like, "No, that's way too much dessert."
and then let's see here. Oh, Kenny Koch was the kissing crewman.
Ooh.
What's this guy's name? What's the dude's name that fucking Wesley is manipulating? I wonder. Benjamin Lum.
Benjamin Lum.
He's
yeah,
Jim Shimoda. So Jim Shimoda gets tricked by Wesley he says, "I'll be faithful to you, Captain," and then they brings him in, and that guy starts taking apart all the
chips.
isolinear chips, right?
Yes.
And so
They're like those
Data
Sorry, go ahead.
Data starts to recite a salty limerick, and then
yeah.
Picard is like, "Data, stop!" And he goes, Data goes, "Did I say something wrong?" And Worf says, I don't understand their humor either, talking about humans. And Picard is sweaty, right?
Yeah.
And Yar is saying, I'm in my quarters and I'm pretty busy at the moment. And then Picard sends Data to go to Yar's quarters. And this is where shit gets weird.
Yeah, this is when it really turns up.
So Yar is all dressed, this future version of sexy, I would imagine. And her hair's all slicked back. She has a little Superman curl.
Yeah.
And then she explains that when she was abandoned, she was young, she had to run away from rape gangs.
Yeah, I was like, whoa.
It's like, that's how you're going to try and get Data's engine running. And so now she's saying, Data, are you equipped to provide gentleness to a woman? And he's like, yeah, I'm pretty equipped. And she's like, how equipped? And he's like, in every way. And she's like, all right. And then she kisses him. And there you go.
Yeah, and he's like, I am programmed in multiple techniques. And she's like, shut the fuck up.
Get my pussy, you
and
fucking
like,
golden-faced robot.
She looks like a pretty hot Kryptonian.
Oh, dude, yes, she
whip,
would.
huh?
And also she does look. So she's got the hot Kryptonian jawline. So then a bunch of shit happens. Fucking
yes, Picard sends Riker down. He's like, damn it, go to engineering and try to figure this shit
Jim
out.
Shimoda pulled out the isolinear chips. All the engines are offline.
And they can't move.
Riker gets down to engineering, and him and the chief engineer are trying to take down Wesley's force field.
Yes,
And
by
then-
like turning off and turning on circuits.
And then Deanna Troi shows up to talk to Riker, and she's clearly feeling the juice. And then he touches her face, and he carries her like a baby
what
back
the
to her
fuck?
quarters. And he carries her to sick bay.
Yeah.
And so then he is talking to, and there he touches her fucking
Yeah.
face.
He touches her shoulder to get her attention.
He touches her neck to get her
neck, yeah.
attention.
It's
That's fucking
that's-
weird,
yeah,
dude.
it's
That's
really
like Joe
intimate.
Biden shit. You don't want to touch somebody's fucking neck. And she's saying maybe this thing mutated, and now we've all got to be quarantined. You
she's
touched
like,
her,
"You
I
idiot."
touched you fucking morons.
Yeah.
We got Jim Shimoda stacking the isolinear chips like Jenga.
And Beverly Crusher has like this fucking deer in the headlights look too after
Right?
she gets touched. She's like, fuck.
Yep. And then Wesley challenges Picard because Picard is like, Wesley, you need to give me control of the ship. And Wesley's like, you don't actually control the ship. You tell people what to do and they do it. Why
like,
don't you tell me what to do and I'll do it?
I don't think you were just bringing that up too in the beginning of the episode
Yeah.
when we were talking about manually putting the saucer back together.
Right there, it's all coming back to me.
But yeah, he's like, yeah, just tell me what to do and I'll do it.
And he goes, what do you need? And he goes, I need you to give me control of my ship because it's very important. And he goes, if I gave you control of the ship, what would you do? And he goes, well, I'd put a tractor beam on the Tchaikovsky. And he goes, I got it, Captain. And then he just fucking goes and puts a tractor beam on the
Yeah,
Tchaikovsky. And he goes, are you aware that you're behaving strangely? You are under an infection that makes you feel like you're intoxicated. And then the other guy working with Worf starts sweating. I think
Yeah,
Worf
Worf's
is the
like,
only
"What?"
person who doesn't get infected.
Yeah, no one touches Worf.
No, poor Worf. Nobody touches Worf.
No one even bumps into him.
There's this great
Like,
modern,
"Ugh."
there's this great pop artist named Brandon Bird who does a lot of Star Trek paintings, and Nobody Touches Worf would be a great title for one of his paintings. And then the navigator just gets up and is like, I gotta fucking get out of here, man.
I'm too warm, dude.
It's too fucking hot, bro.
Yeah, he starts sweating as soon as they talk about how, like, it's so funny because Picard's like trying to talk to Wesley like an adult, and Wesley just doesn't fucking understand. And again, it correlates back to like Picard's just unwieldiness with children, even though he's the captain of a starship. Like, it's just it gets really uncomfortable this episode. It's really weird.
Oh,
and
you
then
mean
it
like-
turns up as soon as Data gets
Yeah,
what'd you say?
so Data gets back to the bridge and he's got a smile on his face like A, he is drunk, and B, he lost his virginity.
Yeah, it's crazy.
his robo virginity. And he goes, Data, are you functioning? And he goes, Data, at least you're functioning. And he goes, fully. Like he's like, my dick
Alright.
works, dude. My dick works. And he goes, Data, you can't have the infection. You're not human. And he goes, we're more alike than you think, Captain. And I don't think they ever explain why why Data had it, you
No.
know? And he
He
goes,
just does like all these comparisons.
if you prick me, do I not leak? Pretty funny shit. Now, Dr. Crusher shows up on the bridge. She's sweaty as hell.
And her hair is like all fucked up.
And then she's coming. She's like, I love her acting. Gates McFadden does such a great job in this scene. They head into Picard's ready room, and she's like she wants to fuck him so bad, and she's like trying to undress for him and shit, but then she's also trying to rationally explain what's going on. And then he's also got the fucking illness, and so he's like so frustrated. I fucking love it.
And then like inches away from each other's face.
Right? And then Picard's sweating, and she's like, I haven't fucking Worf, dude. I love Worf in this episode. He's just sitting at that console watching everybody else lose their fucking minds. And so Beverly Crusher is all wasted, and she heads back to the turbo lift. And then Worf is like, hey, Riker, I regret to inform you, but I think the captain's been infected. He's all drunk. And then Riker tells the chief engineer, he's like, all right, you take care of this here. I'm going to take care of that there. And she goes, I'd much rather have you deal with that. Yeah, absolutely. And all the while, something that we haven't really mentioned, and we get to it now at 35 minutes in, is this star is gonna collapse the whole time.
And
then everybody is super fucked up and crazy when the star actually collapses. And this is a good HD remastered star imploding effect. And then it ejects the debris out, right? So now we've got a ticking clock, because at some point the chunk of star surface is going to hit the Enterprise. But here's the problems. Everybody's sweaty.
Yeah, everybody's starting to get
drunk.
Intoxicated.
They're all drunk and sweaty, right? Mm-hmm. The isolinear chips are not in the thing that makes the engine work.
Yeah.
And Wesley has engineering locked down still, right? So then
they basically beg Wesley to get inside.
Yeah, they trick Wesley to let them in, and then they're like,
no,
okay.
They don't. They end up figuring it out.
Oh, they turn it off?
Yeah, they do, and then they just get really fucking mad.
Oh yeah, here we go. She does it. Yes. What's her name?
Sarah McDougal.
Sarah McDougal, chief engineer. She fucking foils Wesley's plan and turns off his stupid little force field. And then Picard is over the thing saying, "Hey, we need power right now." And old Jim Shimoda is flopping the chips around. And this is where they gotta have drunk Data. He's the only one who can put the isolinear chips back fast enough.
Wesley was the one that comes up with the idea, though, and
have Data do it.
Yeah, he goes, this could take hours to put all these chips back in correctly.
Yeah.
And Wesley's like, have Data do it, and he's a robot. He'll do it in fucking minutes.
Right. So, and this kicks off one of my favorite things about Star Trek. Mm-hmm. When Data has to quickly put the chips back in. They do this multiple times throughout the series, and if I'm not mistaken, I think he even has to do it in one of the movies, maybe?
Yeah.
Like maybe in Generations quick or something he has to do it, but when Data has to put those isolinear chips back, oh my god, that is when this series is really singing for me.
I was just saying, it was pretty satisfying for you in the original series with the wooden blocks and those wooden chips. Oh,
this is so much better, and I love the wooden blocks.
They're like multiplying that theory.
Great remastered shot. There's a giant a piece of star matter coming at them, and Wesley, I think, has the idea to put the Tchaikovsky in the way to buy them a little bit of time.
Yeah, he tries to block them and repulses the Tchaikovsky.
Yeah, uses his repulsor beam to push the Tchaikovsky into the star matter.
And he does some it's like sci-fi speak, he's looking at this weird map and he's like, no, these power phasers go into these bypass converters, and then they go through here, and then I reroute the power here, and then I can do a repulse.
Yeah, and
it's crazy.
The reason they need to do that, though, is because Data is putting the chips in, and he's all drunk, and Riker goes, "Are you going to finish in time?" And
no.
and Data goes, "No," because he goes, "We got 9 minutes or whatever," and Data goes, "No, it's going to take me slightly longer than that."
Yeah.
And so then Wesley buys them time, and Beverly Crusher, let's see, how does she figure it out? And they're trying not to fuck.
Yeah, and it's coming off as flirting.
Picard and Crusher are really sweaty. Do you know how they solve it?
It's because of it's some variation that they did on the old Enterprise records that she does.
Oh, she made it it's not even a big deal. Like she just made it a broader based remedy.
Yeah, she just
It's not
modified.
I thought that she made like, you know, she was just like, no, I just added a one.
I think there's too much. Yeah, I think there's too much happening in this episode for her to like find out, or for us to watch her find that out.
Yes,
you know?
You're right. Yeah, the pacing would have been crazy.
Like, dude, she's a doctor. She's
just gonna make a broad-based spectrum, right? And so they shoot Geordi. He was the first person infected. He feels better.
They probably would have shown her figuring it out in the original series.
Yeah, because they had another 2 minutes of storytelling. Right? Actually, so these episodes they're like 7 minutes shorter of content than the original series.
That's what I'm saying, dude. There's a lot of filler in the old ones.
Mm-hmm. And so they go around, they give everybody shots. They bought the extra time they needed, and then Data like finishes the chips.
Mid-relief kind of like smile that we're getting from everyone.
Yeah, like when you puke, but you're like, I've got it out. I feel a little better.
Yeah.
Yep. And then Wesley helps save everybody, and she rubs it in Worf's face.
Yeah,
Worf,
Picard.
who never left his seat. The whole episode.
Seriously, he's the best Starfleet member.
I fucking love him, dude. Every time he was just like, I don't get their humor either. And then he's like,
I'm not probed.
We're being probed.
He's like, I'm not leaving. I need to stay here in my position. And then it's like, Picard's like, Worf, move the ship. And he's like, I can't.
Right?
What the fuck?
And so...
Thanks, Worf. Thanks.
Everybody gets the vaccination. And then we get this awkward moment with Yara and Data on the bridge, and she's like, Data, I'm only going to tell you this once. It never happened. And it's so funny because
Data's like, what?
Data's like, oh, it happened, baby. You can't erase that memory.
It's logged in.
I may not know that you're going to get killed by an oily alien in about 10 episodes, but yeah, right.
Dude, it bums me out. She is one of my favorite characters.
She comes back as a Romulan later, so it's cool. She does. That actress does.
Yeah.
But yeah, and that's it. So they're done. That's this installment of the Hell Ship.
But it's not even like a nice little ending. They're just all staring at each other like,
we were drunk 10 minutes ago. Like, it's not like the next day.
Yeah,
they're like, they're like, this is 10 minutes later. So,
no, and it's, I guess what I'm saying is it's like such a far off from the original where it's like, weren't we all wasted? Spock, you've stuck your face in that chick's asshole. Ha 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 ha. And then they all would have just flown off, you know?
Right, yeah.
But this one's like, oh God, fuck. Just put in the next heading. Jesus.
So what did you think?
I really liked it. I mean, it was really awkward.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, but I was just, I'm going to say this a lot. I feel like this season is like, you see the crew literally grow, like, you know, behind the scenes and during shooting is like, you see them grow with their characters in these situations. Cause it's like, this episode's just so weird. And it's like such a weird niche to like start off on, especially the whole, you know, before we just had Farpoint with like Q being the impending doom. They're all just kind of nervous and scared. And this one just felt kind of like silly, but also like, I don't know. It was awkward, but it was funny.
It's an interesting third episode or second episode because because it really tests the interpersonal relationships of the crew so early on, and there's not a lot of action. Some of the things I loved how sweaty everybody was. I love when characters are sweaty because they're hot or stressed out.
It's funny seeing Worf in one spot too the whole time.
Right? Data's programmed for all sorts of fucking. I'm just going through my things that I wanted to make sure I mentioned. If you prick me, do I not leak? That was really good. I just think that Gates McFadden, man, it was like stage acting. Her it was like she's in a play where she's super horny for somebody and she's got to like explain something serious to them as well. It was I fucking loved it.
Yeah, that was a really good interaction between the two.
I love when Data does the chips. I love watching drunk Data doing the chips. What else? What did you like?
What cracked me up a lot was the fact that Wesley took over in like seconds.
God, I fucking hate Wesley.
And
it feels like he could have done that even if people weren't drunk. Like everybody wasn't drunk yet.
Yeah,
he just did it with his little voice modulator thing
after he touched one of them.
Yeah,
and I guess what was missing from the classic style, I guess, is like we didn't see the crew get all fucked up together. I feel like, you know, there wasn't any like B-roll. I guess there was a little bit of B footage.
So
right?
yeah, well, Yar was walking through the hallway. She kissed that guy. She got him all sweaty.
That's true.
And then also, they show those guys, the people standing outside the force field in engineering. There's just like 10 random crewmen and women just hugging each other and being drunk. And that's when
weird.
That's when Jim Shimoda gets Wesley's trust. But yeah, so rating time. How many isolinear chips? 1 to 5 isolinear chips.
Man, I don't know. This one was honestly better than Farpoint, I think, because Farpoint's like a weird two-parter thing where it's like you could pick pieces. I really like the Q part of it. The other section was kind of like a stereotypical thing. But I think this, out of 5 isolinear chips, let me see, out of 5, this is probably pretty middle of the road for me. It's probably a 3, maybe 2.5. I'm gonna give it 3.5 because everybody was so sweaty and horny, and I'm all for it. But so yeah, that was the Naked Now. You were a 3? Yes, I was 3.
I'm a 3.5.
Yeah, because it just felt like it was. I guess it was missing a little bit of action. Maybe, you know, some more interplanet stuff. And it was just a interesting, like you said, it was an interesting, like, third episode to kick off of making the audience uncomfortable and the crew. I do like how you've got them all being drunk and horny and sweaty. And then there also is the threat of the ship being destroyed. Like, if they weren't under threat of the ship being destroyed, they would just have some time to figure this out and it would be fine. You know, because Worf isn't infected yet. He could have helped figure it out or whatever. But yeah, so I liked it. I gave it a 3.5. And the only reason I say 3.5 is because I know there's some better episodes coming that are going to be like 4s and shit. So I have a feeling
gotta hold back on that.
Well, they're still getting their footing. I hear season 2 is when it kicks off, but like analyzing these will be fun too.
Right. And so that brings us close to the end of the show. We've got time for one more segment, which is, of course...
Captain, Adam and Al are recommending things. I repeat, Adam and Al are recommending things.
What do you got for us this week, Al?
Let's see, this week. Oh, I was saying previously Pride Month and all that. I've been on a tear. I was turned to my girlfriend. I was like, hey, let's just watch like a bunch of, you know, Pride movies, like, you know, homosexual themes and topics.
Did you watch Milk?
I haven't seen Milk.
That movie fucking rips, dude. That's really good.
We started with A Nice Indian Boy, which was 2024, very modern. The lead character is I think it's a side character in Deadpool.
Yeah, and he was also in
He's done a lot of comedy.
Was he Derpinder in Deadpool? I think he was
so,
I think he's the guy who was well, yeah, I know it was.
He was.
I thought it was the guy who played Jack Donaghy's assistant in 30 Rock, but it's not. It's the guy from Deadpool.
Mm-hmm. And basically it's about this Indian man coming out and like bringing his truth to the light, basically. And it's a really modern take because it also touches on like how immigrant families and like how, you know, first generation immigrants like are just kind of interact with, or, you know, their previous generation or second gen immigrants are, you know, interacting with the first generation, and just how like, you know, showing them the personal side of their life and like friends and family mixing and stuff, which I kind of like related to.
Oh.
And then it's also a really good love story between, you know, both the main character Karan.
Oh, and I see he's like, and then he's got a white boyfriend. Jay. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So
yeah.
Karan Soni is the character,
yes,
is the
Karan
actor.
Soni.
And he is in Deadpool. He's very good as the cab driver, Derpinder.
Yes. And then let's see who
directed it. I wanted to see this.
Roshan Sethi.
Cool.
And he also directed he wrote 7 Days, Kohan Sethi. He wrote The Resident. He wrote Called Jane, or some episodes. But yeah, A Nice Indian Boy. It made me laugh very hard, but it does get really emotional at some points in time because it's like, again, about that dynamic between like, you know, showing your family like who you truly are and like standing on your own 2 feet. But then it's also like him living in his own truth, you know? And it's just, it's like breaking that awkward barrier that like everybody kind of has to cross at some point. And
Yeah.
then right after that, we saw another movie called Maurice, which was like about a gay or two closeted people in the past. And the movie came out in 1987, but it was like in the Victorian era. So like we switched from like 2024 modern day to like Victorian era of relationships, and we're like, what is going on?
Whoa.
And Maurice was way darker, a little thicker, but I would recommend A Nice Indian Boy over Maurice.
Oh, Hugh
But I
Grant is
think
in that,
Hugh
too.
Grant does a really good job.
Yeah, I
But
wanna see
Maurice
that.
was more dramatic.
A buddy of mine put A Nice Indian Boy on his Plex, and I
Yeah,
definitely
yeah.
want to check that out.
A Nice Indian Boy is like definitely lighthearted, humorous, you know, has more of like a modern like script and stuff. Maurice is more like classical, like Lifetime. Hey, I'm gonna have a nice hot toddy with a blanket and watch this from beginning
A
to
gripping
end.
drama.
Yeah, it's hard,
Well,
bro.
cool.
It goes hard. And then now we're on to Brokeback Mountain.
Oh,
Just
that was
started
good.
one
I saw
too.
that in theaters. I saw that
Dang.
opening weekend because it's directed by Ang Lee, dude. Guy who did the
that's what I said.
Hulk.
That's what I told them. I was like,
Fucking-
girl, this
and-
guy directed the Hulk. And she's
And
like,
it's really
whoa.
good. And Anne Hathaway is really good in that too. Everybody's
Word,
fucking
word.
great.
Okay,
But
cool,
good.
cool.
Good
Yeah.
on you. Pride Month.
Yes, Pride Month.
Get
So,
in
a
the
nice-
groove.
Yes, A Nice Indian Boy.
Do some
and,
poppers.
Maurice.
Do some poppers. Some whippets.
Oh gosh, yeah.
And
Yeah.
so I am going to recommend. I am still on this podcast kick for this podcast, YKS, aka Your Kickstarter Sucks. I really fucking like it. I'm about 180 episodes into the back catalog or more. I've listened to like 230 episodes of this podcast in the last month and a half. And it's really good. It's just this guy, Mike and Jesse. These guys, Mike and Jesse, and they go through Kickstarters and they talk about the ones that suck, and it's really fucking cool. They've been doing it for like 8 years. It was a blog before it was a podcast, so like they had like they had like fans of their blog, and they kind of
Really?
turned it into a podcast. And yeah, and I think it's great. So check out
Dope,
Your
dope.
Kickstarter Sucks if you haven't. I found it because those dudes were on the podcast Guys, which is kind of in that same universe of guys, and Go Off Kings and all these Canadian streamers that do like movie watch alongs and stuff. But yeah, so YKS, Your
Yes.
Kickstarter Sucks. Wherever you get podcasts, they have a good Patreon too that I have not subscribed to yet, but I will after I finish the next 120 episodes and get back to number 1.
Oh, there we go.
So watch some watch some gay shit.
Yes.
Maurice celebrate
and
Pride.
Nice Indian Boy.
Nice Indian Boy got the highest recommendation of those two, but depending on the situation you're in, the other Maurice might be good for you. And listen to Your Kickstarter Sucks. And of course, listen. Thank you for coming back to Trek in the Valley.
Yes,
we
thank
hope
you so
that
much.
you're enjoying the Next Generation as much as we are.
What's the next one?
Next week we will be talking about Code of Honor.
Huh.
Yeah. So come on back, listen to Code of
Jeez.
Honor next week, and
They're
have a good
getting
one.
deep, you know, these episodes.
Oh, dude.
from
So
the get-go.
it's Code of Honor, the last output post, and where no one has gone before.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Okay,
those are the
they're
next
starting
few.
strong.
So you'll hear us next week, gang. Thank you.
Peace.
122. Trek in the Valley is brought to you by Adam Ordall Quinnell and Al Hirt. The theme was produced by Al. The episodes are engineered by Adam. You can email the podcast at trekinthevalley@gmail.com, or you can search for us on Bluesky and Facebook as Trek in the Valley and follow us over there. Please be sure to like, subscribe, rate, review, whatever you do on your podcast apps. It really helps us out. And never forget, always explore strange new fucking worlds.